Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Just Talking to You. I'm your host, Big Smooth, aka the People's Champ, and I'm not here alone. I am here with the crew. Say what's up to our viewers, crew.
Hey, everybody.
Everybody, what's happening?
All right, we're going to kick it off with our girl from my right to my left. Dre Day, introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Dre Day, and I am sleepy.
Damn right, we're going to be quick to the point tonight because her ass is sleepy. Because this motherfucker, she is known to drift off during the taping of a show. Shay Boogie, introduce yourself, baby.
What's up? It's your girl Shay down in D-Town, and I'm going to get in the ring with one of them Jake Paul boys. I want a big bag, too.
I ain't even mad at you. And speaking of that big bag, you can talk about, we talk about the Jake Paul situation tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on.
I'm going to punch him in the
No
face.
We
balls,
get
no
through the
glory.
7 o'clock
introductions,
Central
please.
Time.
Can we get through
Right.
All right. Dre hate when I plug, but I'll be plugging over here too about Just Talking to You on No Ball. Hey, last but not least, my man Chris Storian, introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, everybody, it's your man, Chris Storian, at Chris Storian on Instagram, at Chris Storian everywhere else. I ain't got nothing to say. Just want to tell you, mama, hi. Don't let things get too crazy in this world. I had someone trying to disrupt my peace today, but fuck them with a broomstick without Vaseline on it.
Wait a minute, damn.
You out of pocket.
Oh,
You gonna bring out the hot wire hangers after a while? What's going on?
I might. They gonna go to Crenshaw Pete. They keep fuck with me.
oh, see? There it is. There it is.
I'm sorry, it hasn't been 2 minutes yet. We can edit the cuss. It's gonna be a beat where that's at. It ain't 2
There
minutes.
it is.
There it is, man.
I gotta wait 2 minutes to cuss.
Did you see his name? Look what his name is on here on screen.
I'm tip to gift though.
Hey man, I'm your man.
Do you want to ride in the back
Big
seat?
Smooth.
A-D-I.
MP, biology, biology, learning biology. Hey man, I'm your man, Big Smooth, aka the People's Champ. Your mama, your auntie side dude from back in the day, man. I stopped it. Chris Dorian still with the shits and giggles, man. He's still with the shenanigans with your mama, running from your daddy. This motherfucker's looking over his shoulder every week. So
And your auntie be helping.
yep, her auntie, hey, that's why I left her alone, man. Because she peeking in the bedroom door, Chris Story, and then your mama. So you got three.
Have
You
the
got
spot next to your sister.
right. You got three people looking for Chris Story: your mama, your auntie, and your damn daddy. Hey man, how y'all doing today, man? Let's go. What's cracking, lacking?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain yet. Glad it's Thursday. Off on Friday. Long weekend. Hallelujah.
It's Thursday.
It's Wednesday.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, but you said it's Thursday. I'm thinking like, damn. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, what the hell she on?
Hey, it's Thursday in my world. So shoot. What time is it? We ain't that far from Thursday.
Okay,
2
that's
more
what's up.
hours.
Hey,
Yeah.
and shout out to our crew members that ain't here. Words of wisdom. Miss Toya. Nene, she was just on her. I don't know what the hell wrong with her. She just slid. She just disappeared out of nowhere. And our man Philly D, man. Straight A. How was your day?
It was actually pretty good. No bumps in the road today. This was actually a pretty decent day.
No bumps, pretty smooth, copacetic.
Copacetic. I got some, I got a couple crazy inboxes, but other than that, I'm good.
Couple crazy inboxes like what?
I got 2 inboxes from 2 separate people wanting to know how I tasted or if it was still good.
So I'm assuming that these people didn't tasted you before.
What? I'm 44 years old.
They didn't have all you can eat tasting session, huh? Okay, that's what's up. So,
and I thought it was strange.
What was your reply?
I didn't.
You didn't?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not that serious.
You want to get tasted by a new taster, huh?
One of them I hadn't heard from.
She didn't even hear what I said.
Do what?
She didn't hear what I said.
What you say? I want to get what?
I said you wanted to get tasted by a new taster, didn't you? Don't you?
No, I have a permanent taster right now. So it is what that is. But no, I hadn't heard from either one of these people for like 6 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, in the same day. Both of them.
That's crazy as hell.
Do your coochie send out mental telepathy signals to people?
I hope the hell not.
Like Dr. like Aquaman, that little sign come out, woo, 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 and they be here like, oh, I got to eat the pussy.
They the wrong signal. I think guys, and like women do, just kind of fish for information, but women have a little bit more finesse about it. Like, women, we might hit up somebody's inbox and be like, hey, I thought about you, just checking on you to see how you doing, blah, blah, blah. That's how we do the game. Guys cannot find the finesse. And they just be like, it still tastes good. Who is this? Who is this?
Speaking of tasting good, it was one time I knew a young lady, a long time ago, and she always
long time ago
Jolly Ranchers, like always.
Wednesday.
She would always have like a bag of Jolly Ranchers or eating like Jolly Ranchers random, and I be damned. That's all I'm gonna say. I be damned.
That's almost worse than Kevin going there saying Lala tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
That shit was excellent.
Wait, what?
My God.
When he told Carmelo Anthony his wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
No.
You don't know that? That was
no.
I was waiting at the bus after the game.
Hey,
he was with all the smoke.
This one he was in was he with the Knicks then?
He was with the Knicks. He was outside waiting for Kevin Garnett.
He was waiting outside. He was waiting outside. He was waiting, man.
He was hot.
So he chose violence.
It was gonna be violence. They had to restrain, like not necessarily restrain him, but keep him separated from everyone else.
Oh man.
Gosh.
That was personal, boy.
Because Melo didn't even talk back. He just was waiting outside. That's all you know is real. It wasn't no arguments. Like, okay.
Hey, Melo a New York dude, but he can't forget KG, a cat from Chicago too, though.
Melo from Baltimore.
Oh man.
He from Baltimore.
That's how they say worse than New York.
From Baltimore.
B-Mo.
Yeah, but he gotta realize KG from the Midwest. He from the Chi, baby.
South Carolina, bro.
I think I might pay for that fight.
He from South Carolina. He moved to Chicago.
Oh, okay. Well, we got that. Hey, if you grew up in Chicago, you get some street cred, man. Went to high school at Farragut, one of the roughest public schools in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. So, seen them a couple times in high school.
Yeah, they beat y'all by around 20, didn't they?
They didn't play us. They lost to Manual, the other Peoria team. Oh, they lost both times they played Peoria. Just to put that out there. They came to Peoria and took L's.
L's, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. We got a couple things we're gonna hit on, and then we're gonna jump into our segments tonight. Then we're gonna slide up out of here, man. We're gonna be short and sweet, but we're gonna hit you with some information, man. That's gonna have you thinking. First thing first, man.
Have you naked?
What you say?
Have you naked? Is that what you said?
What
the fuck?
I thought you said never mind, gone. Yeah. Okay.
I said we're gonna hit you with a couple things and we're gonna be out of here.
No, I thought but after that, didn't you say that's gonna have you naked? You know what?
I said we're gonna have
this is what it is. Shay down there craving something, and like the throbbing of her woman muscle is making her ear is changing like the sounds in her ears.
Her loins is
so she's like, ooh, I need to get naked. Is that what you said? See, like it's happening with her.
Don't judge me. Okay.
Her loins are just going
They
crazy
said,
with
gonna have you naked by the end of this song.
it. Hey man, hey
Need
man,
the volume adjusted in her speaker box.
get
I need to
y'all,
turn up check my battery.
hey man, get y'all asses back in the car. Let's go, man. Let's ride. Get y'all asses back in the car. All right, man. This is one thing I saw yesterday on CNN, man. Taliban, we're officially out. They've been riding around parading over the last few days. And what was so alarming yesterday was they had one of the US helicopters. We left billions of dollars, over $3 billion worth of equipment. No, is it 82 billion? Some along those lines, some billions of dollars worth of equipment that we left over there. And we supposed to quote unquote disarmed it. It wasn't disarmed. So the Taliban, they had a person, I don't know who this person was, may have been one of the people that's been helping us when we was over there for the 20 years. But make a long story short, this individual, they was riding around, flying around in our helicopter, US helicopter. And then they threw somebody out the helicopter and hung him. He was flying around, and then they was flying around the city with this dead man, well, the man that they hung, just to show it, I guess, to show everybody that they are in control. So this happened yesterday. So what y'all think, man? What and that's the reason why y'all saw all them people trying to latch on to the legs of these planes to get up out the country, because they feel like terror is going to be rained down on that country and everything. So what y'all think, man? I was just really at a loss, man.
Have y'all ever seen Half Baked?
Yes.
The movie Half Baked, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had the scene where dude was locked up in jail, right? And then you had Nasty Nate was about to take his cookies. Y'all remember that part? And then you had like he was gonna really get him, and then Squirrel Master had to come and save him from Nasty Nate. And then Squirrel Master is about to get out, and Nasty Nate knew Squirrel Master was about to get out. So when Squirrel Master got out, he knew what was going to happen between him and Nasty Nate, right? The Taliban was just Nasty Nate.
That's it.
And the United States was Squirrel Master. Now, what Squirrel Master should have done to Homeboy in the movie is teach him how to fight in his cell, how to hold a shank, how to defend himself, maybe how to fight with some squirrels. Like he should have did something, not just leave jail and leave him defenseless and his butt open to Nasty Nate. Now, Afghanistan has their butt open to Nasty Nate and they getting fucked.
Okay.
See? It's too late. You already going. You trying to hold it in. You already going. It's too late.
You
right.
That train is down there.
You went all the way. Hey, that was a hell of an analogy. I can say that, man. That was a hell of an analogy, man. Hey, man, should the U.S. be blamed for what's going on over there against them right now?
They can accept some.
Some, not all, because they could have trained their own army. We've been over there for 20 years. They could have gotten something together by now. We left them equipment, so they had access to it. So somebody could have been shooting a gun.
They could have been training something, or I mean, if one of the top militaries in the world is there in front of you, shouldn't they be teaching you how to do at least a couple things?
In your analogy, you kind of put all of the onus on Squirrel Master. Was that the name of the character?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you put all the onus on Squirrel Master as if this other character
should have been learning how to fight. I feel you.
Right. So the premise is that we were over there and we were helping the military. So we over there for 20 years. If you come to my house every day and you say, Dre, I'm gonna teach you Taekwondo every day. At the end of 20 years, I should be able to fight as well as you. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I don't, well, what we've been over here doing? Because we clearly ain't been doing Taekwondo.
Nope.
If somebody can come over here and whoop me after 20 years every day, somebody can just swoop in and whoop. And I mean, without a fight, I just lay it down. I just lay it down like whoop, whoop. Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of Taekwondo we were doing, but it wasn't martial arts.
I
Nope.
think
on Netflix and chill. That's what it was.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell
and
you what
probably
I
not a
think.
lot of Netflix.
Right.
I think by them whoever they threw out the helicopter and had them dangling and flying around the city and everything, like, hey, I think that right there put a lot of fear in those people that's over there and everything.
Those people were already afraid.
They
Super
were.
scared.
They were already afraid. You know, it just all they were doing was whatever kind of face they were trying to put on it, you know, trying to say, oh, we not that kind of, you know, that's not what we came here to do. That's dead and stinking now, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So you showing your true face. So it is what it is.
Right.
And I hate it for the Afghan people, you know. I don't know if that's the proper term, if it's Afghan or Afghani. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
But what about the over 200 American citizens is still over there?
That's scary. I
Yep.
mean, the whole situation is scary.
That's scary for them because they can be targets.
Yeah, because they could be prisoners of war, and
Mhm.
anything can happen to them and everything. And what are we doing to go over there and make sure our people are safe, or they're returning and everything?
Well, I know it's a lot of countries over there right now that are part of evacuation efforts. You know, I know Canada's over there, we're over there, France is over there. You know, I'm sure
Mhm.
there are several other countries that are there.
Oh
So
wow.
It's a shame.
Yeah, but just to see the man just hanging out the window, just then they flying around like that's their trophy. That was like their biggest scare tactic and everything. Just flying around the city and just letting everybody see it. Everybody see it. Everybody see it. So man, we just got to keep the people over there in our prayers, man, because that was not cool at all, man. All right, moving on, y'all. Moving on, moving on, moving on. Our buddy, y'all cousin, one of the greatest entertainers of all time, Mr. Robert Kelly. Robert, Robert, Robert,
Put no
Robert.
claim to him cousin being my
Robert,
cousin.
Robert, sit down.
I
Hey,
think he
man.
should be put on fire. I think they should just light gasoline on him and set him on fire and let him run down the street.
Hey man, R. Kelly, physician said that R. Kelly has been infected with herpes since 2007, and he's been knowingly and willingly passing it along to people. This was coming from his physician. What about patient-client privilege, man? What y'all think about that, man? The doctor said, hey, this man has been infected since '07, and he's just been knowingly giving people $1.50. You can have this. You can have this. You can have this. What you think, Shay Boogie?
Really, I mean, are we too surprised? Because I mean, if somebody can hold you as a quote hostage or sex slave, whatever you was doing, I mean, and he's sticking and poking and going everywhere, what I mean, is this really a surprise? Dude was irresponsible, he's childish, he's immature, he doesn't have the mentality to or the capability or maybe the want to keep himself healthy. So I mean, yeah, he shouldn't have club up with poison darts. That's what he doing. So
Mm.
it is what it is at this point. Hopefully, the young ladies that he was, throwing the darts with, hopefully they are able to go get checked and treated. I don't know if they're a little hot right now, but hopefully they get treated and everything. Because I'm saying it in a joking way, but it's the sad situation. Like, dude, you had all them grown women just ready to knock you down, ready for you to knock them down, and you go get children.
That's where
Like,
he was at, and that's where he stayed. I'm not. I understand he may have been a victim when he was younger, but you're a grown man, and there's things that's going to happen with you, and then you took it farther than what even happened with you.
Right.
You ought to be like anybody that's a pedophile that messes with children. You ought to most definitely be strung up and dragged down the street on a horse. I really have no love for what this man has done and what he did to little girls. Like when I was younger, I most definitely didn't get it. It didn't hit me the same because I wasn't a father at that time. Me and Aaliyah are the same age. So I didn't get it. Like seeing like R. Kelly being married to Aaliyah didn't hit with the same magnitude with her being 15.
And got her pregnant.
Right.
Wow.
This is the old interviews on Video Soul with her and R. Kelly together is skin. It makes my skin crawl from her body language with him and how they acted, and just it's haunting for this man to do. And it's a shame that they let this man get by with this nonsense this long, and he's just out here living. Like not one dad has decided it's a time to kill in this situation, because most definitely you would have been a dead motherfucker if you messed with one of my babies.
No, because they were too busy selling these kids. They was too busy giving them away. They knew what was going on. He got away with it 2 other times. They knew
more than two.
It's
several. He has a whole stable of ladies that are between 16 to 19 years old.
Right. When he was there, when his house got busted down in Florida after the first scandal in Chicago with all that child porn. So you knew, and you still allowed your daughter to go around.
He's still there. He's not in jail. He's not in jail.
No.
In jail then. The other situation on top of situation, and all the staff that work with you. I don't want to hear stories about, we seen R. Kelly. Fuck you. Fuck you for putting these damn babies in danger. And you talking about, I seen them bring young girls around. Then why didn't you say nothing, you dirty fucker?
You just,
because if it's your daughter that was back there with R. Kelly, you would be feeling the same way. You would not want somebody to sit there and just let him go back there with this baby. You would want somebody to tell you, hey, R. Kelly got your daughter.
But see, that's if you're a good parent and you care. Because again, these parents turned a blind ass eye to what he was doing because he's R. Kelly. He's giving you the money and all this stuff. I'm going to make your daughter famous and I'm going to give you this. Whatever the situation was, however the situation was, y'all knew what he was doing. And you still let it go on. I think some of these parents need to face charges, honestly. Why are they in jail?
Because you know, a while, as a parent, listen up. As a parent, we are supposed to protect our children. Period. By any means necessary, we have to protect the welfare and the well-being of our children. And for the parents that let R. Kelly do that to their children, shame on you. You should be punished as well as he should be punished. No doubt about it. You deserve punishment because now your child is scarred. Your child does not trust you. You done burn down that bridge of trust because as a child, your parent is your safe haven. You're supposed to be able to depend on your parent and just know that your parent is there to protect you and everything. And by you, this happening, and the parents, I know they got money. You ain't no doubt about it. You can't tell me that they didn't get money. So you're selling your child for money, basically. It is sickening. It is just
sell their children for rocks.
Yes. Yes.
Because I mean, if a parent, let's say is my age, my daughter is going to be, she's starting her junior in college right now. So my daughter's 20 years old. And then you have these young ladies that's 17. If you're my age, you were around for not only the original Aaliyah news, you were also very much an adult by the time the videotape come out of him pissing on this damn baby.
Yep.
You've seen this stuff happen. So as a parent that's seen this, at this point in time, R. Kelly, 5 years ago, my daughter was 15. 5 years ago, R. Kelly was still had music coming 5 years ago, to be quite honest. So if I go say he's going to help her career, I know he wouldn't do that. I don't think it's true. That's on me.
Yep.
5 years ago, some stuff happened 5 years ago. This trial happened in 2001.
Yep.
5 years ago.
Andrea was on Hollywood X's talking about it. So it was still kind of out there.
Fuck her too.
And my question,
damn,
because I wanted to ask, you know, with us being the group of people who were pretty much consumers of the music when the whole Aaliyah situation happened, what kind of culpability do we have as a culture to have allowed him to continue to this point? That business with Aaliyah was back in what, 92, 93?
93-ish.
93-ish? Somewhere like that.
Yeah, somewhere there.
93, 94, around that range.
Then 7-8 years later, when by this time we're burgeoning adults at this point, okay, we get the P tape. Okay, and we continue, and I'm not saying that I'm not guilty. You know, I as a teenager who was roughly the same age as Aaliyah, I think I might have been a little bit older. I knew that was crazy, you know, that whole situation.
It didn't hit me the same. I'm not gonna lie to you. It didn't.
As a girl, it kind of hit me weird. It hit me weird.
It didn't click
when I was, you know,
of what was happening with Aaliyah. Like R. Kelly and Aaliyah and R. Kelly, two R&B singers that's famous, secretly married. It didn't hit me that she's.
I think we were like, ain't she 14 or 15? I think that was kind of like our response.
She was 14 or 15.
Like she 14 or 15.
And had been dealing with him since she was 12. 12 years old.
Yep.
You know, but I feel like culturally, we allow that to happen. And so in saying that, there's a lot of things that we allow to happen culturally.
Like, I have to say, since the whole P thing, because as you said, we were adults, I got rid of all my R. Kelly CDs out my car because I had 12 play. What was that? 97. I was in high school when that came out. Again, the Aaliyah thing didn't click with me. 12 play with songs I played when I was in high school with girls my age.
Right. Hey, before you go any further, how much coochie did you get off that 12 play?
Lord have mercy. You gonna sit up for that?
Just a couple, but by the time that stuff happened, I stopped using it.
Okay.
Because I wasn't an R. Kelly fan, but when somebody made a CD for me that had the song Chocolate Factory on it. Chocolate Factory was my song.
Is that a song?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it. Yeah. I haven't heard this song.
I believe you, and I believe you, but I wasn't like going out to buy R. Kelly, but I wasn't like turning the station or calling the radio station and don't play that pedophile. I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, I most definitely wasn't doing that, but I just kind of kept it for me. Like I'm not going to hear. I feel
like in situations we probably should have done that. You know, we should have been calling the radio station and saying, "Look, dude is a pedophile." It's really clear, you know, because Aaliyah was 15, you know, when they got married. So I feel like that's something maybe we should have done because we allow so much stuff to slide. If you just really look at the amount of stuff that we let slide in media, in our music, we let so much slide. And that's why we get looked at crazy. Because it's like we've held this man on a pedestal. Honest to God, this is the honest to God truth. The only concert I have ever been to was an R. Kelly concert.
Wow.
And that was the first concert I went to.
Man, that concert was amazing. I had to, as much as, man, that concert was probably.
I didn't pay for it. Somebody else paid for it.
Hey, man,
I was like 15 or 16.
I had some tickets, man, and that dude put on a great concert, man.
I can't remember what album it was.
Give a lot of crazy stuff.
I think Download was on it and stuff like that. I think that was the album.
I may holler at you.
I don't know if it was 12 or the one before that. Remember he was doing like the imitation Max Headroom thing. Remember Max Headroom from Coca-Cola?
That was at TP2.com, probably.
No, it was before that. I was in high school. I was like 15 or 16. because
the one with half on the baby.
Cool J was like, it was L Cool J, R. Kelly, and I forgot who the other person was.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you that R. Kelly, hey, when he did that I'm a Bad Man for Shaft, man, I like that song. I ain't gonna lie to you. That fit hey, that was
I haven't heard, I don't remember it.
But if we honestly try to
streets, live
if we try to cancel him out, we'd be going across all kind of genres. He is in every genre.
He has a lot.
His catalog is amazing.
But you can't tell me after knowing everything you can go back to his early records, especially like 12 Play. And what was his first album? Like, yeah, R. Kelly, Honey Love. You listen to those songs.
That was Public Announcement, though, wasn't it?
R. Kelly and the Public Announcement. No, it was R. Kelly and the Public Announcement.
Yep.
At that time.
Hey, that Honey Love, boy, I thought about Menace to Society, boy.
I was in 6th grade singing that song pretty hard.
What?
Honey Love. I was in 6th grade when it came out. I was singing that hard in 6th grade.
I was like in the 10th grade.
Huh?
I was in the 10th grade.
I remember Honey Love off the Menace to Society soundtrack when Kane was trying to say, no, don't do this to Jada Pinkett and stuff in the room. That's when Honey Love came on.
Honey Love, and then so the body's calling for me, seems like you're ready. Listen to those songs. He wrote songs based on what he was doing.
Seems like you ready. That always was suspect. Seems like you ready was always suspect to me.
No grown woman seemed like she ready. She ready or she not. They don't know seem like you ready. Like you looking, that's what you looking at on the tree when you see an apple and you like, oh, is it ripe or not? It seemed like it's ready. That's what the fuck you about to pluck an apple that's too early.
I think about this now. Like that stuff I swear to God, this is so weird. Like songs like Seems Like You Ready. Even though I said it was weird, that was stuff that kind of resonated with my age group. So you like exactly what you're saying is right. That song was written for that age group at that time. And so these people become loyal fans. You know.
Yes, you're right. So because Seems Like You're Ready as a 15-year-old kid, I mean, as a 17-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl, Seems Like You're Ready fits.
Yeah.
Not to a 30-year-old man, to a 15-year-old girl.
And age ain't nothing but a number was always.
See what I'm saying? It's too much.
So suspect to me.
Your mind's telling me no. My mind's telling me no, but your body's telling me yes. Like that could be a good thing, but no. You dig that in, that's horrible.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 is when he starts. 12 play. I want to play with somebody that's 12. That's what the fuck that shit meant.
Hey man.
Wow.
Again,
wow.
I got to go off camera. I'll be back.
Hey, but again, Robert is knowingly giving these infecting these people since so anybody who he had sex with after 2007, they were possibly infected.
I just don't understand how this doctor was able to get on the stand and give that testimony though.
He didn't breach attorney, I can say attorney client, but patient client, patient physician privileges and stuff, man. And
that's not true anymore because he weaponized his penis.
Is that what it is?
Once it's become the weapon because he's purposely infecting people, and it's against the law to do that. Like when they charge women or men for attempted murder for knowing that you have HIV and passing it on, you go to jail. Okay. How else are they supposed to know they have HIV if they don't have the medical records for it? It becomes admissible in court because it's a part of the criminal trial.
But here's my question. Even if he, as R. Kelly, is with this young woman and says, okay, before me and you get down and dirty, I have herpes. Do you know how many people are going to be like, okay.
That's on you.
Right.
That makes it on you.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I guess the question is, because I'm not watching the trial. I honestly think he should be under the jail. So go on ahead and do what y'all do. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, would it have been weaponized if that were the case?
No, it's not.
Man.
Because he put the disclaimer out there. It becomes criminal when he's keeping his known diagnosis to himself and infecting others.
I would just, as a person, as a human,
Yeah.
I would assume you had it.
You can assume, but he knows. There's no assumption in the fact that his knowledge.
Man, hey,
yeah,
just pray for the victims, man, because this was just a heinous act that one of many heinous acts he didn't pull it on people and everything. So just pray for those victims, man. Hey, we're gonna swing it on. Hey, one more thing before we jump off into our segments, man. I want to know. One of the crew members sent me this, man, and had me just like, what the hell? It says at least one incarcerated California woman pregnant by male inmate identifying as trans, women group says. So this person identified, you know what, Shay Boogie, you sent this bullshit. You explained it to the people what went on.
Okay, the bus thrown under. So basically, a man claiming to be transgender got assigned to the women's jail.
Stop, Shay. Not a man claiming, it's a transgender male was put into a male prison.
Well, the reason why I'm saying it like
you have to say it like that. Transgender male was put into a male prison.
Female. Okay. Female camp.
Female. No, he was put into a female prison.
So it was a transgender woman.
Transgender.
So
he was
identifying himself as a female.
Identifying as a woman.
Right, okay. All right.
And he was placed
so a transgender woman is inside of a female prison.
Right.
Okay.
So I was explaining. So transgender woman inside of prison, a female prison, ends up getting at least 7 women pregnant. That's basically it in a nutshell.
Man, you know, this is gonna kick off some shit, man.
Because what it was, the California passed a law saying that if you are transgender, you commit a crime, you can be put in the jail that you identify as. So if you're a transgender woman, you can be put in the women's jail. If you're a transgender male, then you can be put in the male jail.
Do you know how large a prison is? You ever see how large a prison is? Like, just seriously, like how big a prison is. Yeah. So if I go to jail tomorrow and I feel like, you know what, I'm a woman inside me and I want to be placed in the woman's prison and not go to man prison where I can possibly be violated, I want to go to the female prison. So now they put me in the female prison, right? What should not happen is you should not be in gin pop with a penis with other women. You should not be. You should be separated. If there's other transgender females inside, they should be placed there.
Dre Day is chomping at the bit.
That's how I feel. You should be, because you don't know yet. Is this a hustle? Is it a hustle? Is this truly how they feel? But if you're taking it at their word, at their identification, you can't place other women in that danger. You can't do that. The women that's there in that prison are in danger from this person who's claiming to be something that they're not. And there's people that truly feel this way about themselves. But if this person is using this as a gimmick, you're placing those women that are there in danger.
Or motherhood.
And I do not disagree with anything you said. However, you got 2 different things at play here. One, you have several inmates who across the country who over time have complained about being put in punk tanks, is basically what it's called, where you would take all the homosexuals or you would take all the transgender or whatever and put them in the same house. Okay, so what happens is, they've gone in, they've sued the states, they've sued the federals because they felt like that was discrimination. Why do I have to be separated from general population simply because of my sexuality? Okay, hold on. And so the state and everybody else has said, you know what, you're right. It shouldn't matter what your sexuality is. Go to Gen Pop. On the flip side of that is the Prison Rape Elimination Act. Okay, so Prison Rape Elimination Act says if you feel like you are in danger of being touched sexually, or staff is coming for you, or another offender, you go to a staff member, you tell them, PREA says, okay, we have to do this offender protection investigation. That's when we separate you out. When you say it's a problem, that's when you get separated out. And that's when you go to a SIG cell or something like that until we can find alternate housing for you, blah, 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 blah. Outside of that, we can't put you in, well, I know in Texas, we can't put you in just a punk tank just because. I also believe in Texas, though, you have to already have gender reassignment surgery. Now, my beef with this entire story is that you said it was staff that's pregnant by this dude.
No, it's prisoners.
Oh, okay.
Inmates.
Okay,
Inmates.
well, okay. And so I understand it because I thought it was staff. I was gonna go off. However,
you can put that loaded weapon in there. I don't care. Like it still works until it's gone.
I don't know that this was forced sex, but women in prison do make dildos, and if you got a living, breathing dildo in your presence, who's to say they didn't rape him?
Facts.
I can say they didn't rape him.
No, you can't, because on the flip side, you can get raped. Now, it's because women in there.
It doesn't work by force.
Huh?
It does not work by force. It's not the same as a woman. You just have an entrance and it can be forced in that entrance. You can go to rape a man, but if you don't want to be raped, you can try that gummy worm if you want to.
Come in.
But that's it. It ain't nothing is going to be able to happen that he can't if it doesn't.
Okay.
Without drugs involved, you can rape a man with drugs. He pass out. It's going to work while he sleep, but you're not going to sit there and make him consciously take it if he don't want to.
Or it might have been, they might have been giving him soups. You just never know what.
Giving them what?
Soups, ramen.
Oh.
They might have been
commissary, baby. Right, commissary.
You never know.
Hey, the prison gold mine, baby.
I give you 3 soups for
that's it.
3 soups.
Give me 30 dips for 3 soups.
Hey, 3 soups for 7 pumps.
And I'm just saying, I'm not in, I haven't read the article, but it did not have to be a rape situation. It could possibly well be rape, but.
And I'm not even saying it's rape, but that's a bad situation.
That's a bad situation. It's a bad situation, but the laws are set up where things like this can't happen. You got those 2 things working against, for or against, depending on what the situation is. You have those 2 things working at the same time.
$1 million question. Do they switch him back to a male population? Now, he's identified as transgender.
You know what that means? He identifies as transgender. You know the spectrum of sexuality that people claim? So what if he identifies as a woman?
Answer the question. Do they move him back to the male prison? Yay or nay?
Isolated.
They should isolate him. He should definitely go to SEG, but so should those pregnant ladies. They should all go to SEG.
Because listen, he identifies as a woman, right? That just means he identifies as a woman. What if that woman that he identifies as is a lesbian?
A lesbian.
Lebanon.
You know how big the sexual spectrum is, how things go now?
Exactly.
Because he says he identifies as a woman doesn't mean he doesn't want another woman. That doesn't mean that. That means he personally identifies as a woman.
Because isn't that what's going on with Caitlyn Jenner?
Yes, Caitlyn Jenner is a woman that still wants women sexually.
The Caitlyn had the surgery?
No, she has a penis.
I thought she had a business.
But she was dating dudes.
The tackle box is still working.
She was dating men. I thought she was dating some old Kris Kardashian looking women.
If she started out dating black men, I don't know what she dating now.
Man,
but
here's my thing. Some young woman on her arm.
Oh my God, that is just a sad situation, though, man. With these women, man.
I got a question for you. Change the subject, though. Do you think that by them allowing this law to pass, that it could open up the floodgates for men to say they are transgender just to get into female gen pop?
That's what I just said. Hell
yep.
Yes.
Yep. It's gonna open up Pandora's box.
And what they're gonna say.
Now, going what Dre said, what I was going to say earlier is if you sign the waiver to say, no, this is not what I want, I would go, like, the only option to gen pop is not going to be a penis inside of a place where vaginas are prevalent. If you have a penis and you want to go gen pop, then you go back into gen pop with other men that have penises. If you still have one, your identity could be what it is. But scientifically, this is what you have.
So let me ask you this. So clearly this person has a penis. Do they have breasts?
I don't know.
Too. You know how many men are inside the prison with breasts?
And this is where I'm going. So these are the ones that we had the biggest problems with, were the guys who actually had breasts, regardless of who all was actually homosexual or not. It was the ones who had the breasts that we had problems with, the ones that we always had an OPI, or we were always catching in some sexual misconduct case. It was always
because they're highly sought after and they get paid well.
Right. So you are looking at taking this person out of this prison, out of this female facility, place them in this male facility. So they essentially go from predator to preyed upon.
Prey, right.
You know, so
or preference, because if they use their power, they'll be somewhat of a celebrity.
A prize, yes.
They're gonna be washing drawers in the toilet. I'm trying to tell you.
Man. But you know what though? It's
got to be somebody powerful that own them, though, because it's not going to be sought after. It's going to be a shot caller that's going to have that deals with the boy. Dre, am I wrong? That deals with boys. That's what it's called. Am I right?
What?
That deals with boys. They don't say men. They call them boys.
Oh yeah.
So that deals with boys.
Trade.
They're going to have some type of if it's accepted by that shot caller to have a boy, then that's who's going to have it. It's not going to be a regular. It's not going to be open to the public for regular.
No.
So before we move on, man, I got to ask y'all a question. Do you think would you blame some of this on the guards at the facility?
No.
What could you do?
Because you have some, I think people have different ideas about what prison actually looks like inside. And you do have those prisons that are, you got a cell that's got 2 people living in it, but you also have dorm housing, which might have 58, 100 people living in it. And so as a CO, you cannot, where I worked, we had dorm style housing. There were, in each building, there were 4 dorms. Each dorm held 58 people. One CO cannot be in all 4 dorms at the same time. Okay. So these inmates, they know how to get around it. I got to go to 3 other dorms and, see what's going on in these dorms and tell them to clean up and write cases and all this other stuff. So while I'm over here doing this, y'all over here fighting and y'all in the corner, beating each other off or whatever it is that you're doing. Right. And then they have what's called jiggers. And so when they would see a CO coming, they go, whoop, whoop, like that. That's calling jiggers, to let the people that's over in the corner smoking and, messing around and fighting, say, hey, somebody's coming. Stop what you're doing before they get in here.
Right.
So
Even if it's in a cell and they have where the house doors open all day, their house is open. They get to go from their house to whatever house, even though you're not supposed to be inside somebody else's house.
That depends on their custody level.
Yeah.
Whether or not the doors are open all day.
Yeah, and then the only time that they're in the cell for real is like during lockdown and count.
Yeah.
They come back out and then, okay, it's over, doors open back up and they go about their business. That happens too. What if you go in, like Dre just said, that guard is not there looking at the unit. So the doors open, those men go in there until they hear whatever cue it is to come out of there before the guard see you in the room with somebody else, because you're not supposed to be in somebody else's house if that's not where you live. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All kind of stuff is happening. That's where, like she said, fights happen. It's
the sex happens.
Sex happens.
Man, that's
if
just,
you want it bad enough, you're gonna do it. Period.
And I done told y'all, I already told y'all about them inmates going down to the chapel to get married. I told y'all about that. You know, and they would go in the chapel, the bathrooms in the chapel. They had to cut the doors to halfway. They had to cut the top out of the doors. So you just had the bottom half, because those inmates were going in the bathrooms having sex in the chapel.
With their spouse.
With their spouse for their honeymoon.
Wow.
Wow. So the man on man, woman on woman, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Hey, man, that is wild, man. So that's a wild one, man. I don't know how this situation gonna play out. I'm gonna Shay Boogie, you keep us posted on that. I was gonna say but you keep us posted on that shit. All right, man. We're gonna jump into our segments. Y'all ain't heard it in a while. So we're gonna jump off into our segments, man. We're gonna kick it off first with my girl Shay Boogie with Shay Shares. Share with us, Shay. Give it to us.
All right. Hey everybody, it's your girl Shay, and I'm sharing because I care. And I had a whole heap load of stuff, but I had to condense it down because, you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Whatever, I'm gonna get you. Okay, so my first share is, oh my goodness, where is it at? I will never have stuff ready. Is Miss Rosa Higgs. She's a teacher from Berkeley, California, who has proven why phonics instruction phonics, because it matters because I can't read. That's right. Why phonics instruction matters. Her Phonics Workbook series entitled Read in 40 Hours or Less are designed to help Black students learn to read well and beyond their grade level in less than 40 hours. So basically, she's in what, sir?
I just gotta ask one question. I just
gotta
ask one question.
Today.
Hey, do that teacher got phonics for 49-year-olds?
You know what?
Go ahead.
Didn't I say we're not judging me today?
All right.
We're not gonna do that.
Watch my screen.
Because I could barely see it. But hey, we're not judging me, sir. I at least got her name right today. So you're not gonna judge me. Thank you, sir. So anywho, yes, Miss Rosa Higgs and her phonics books that teach you how to read in 30 days or less. Beautiful. And also we have, oh man, he's in my Safari. That's right. We have the fastest kid in North America. He's like 7 years old, and this kid can run 100 yards in like 13 seconds. And I think his first name is Rudolph or Randolph. I can't find him on my thing, but I saw him run his race, and he is, I think they said, the next Usain Bolt. So this kid has a bright future. Look out for him, and he's only
that little boy can move.
Is he American?
He got his dreads. Little boy,
yeah, he got dreads.
Is he an American?
Yes.
But and how old is he?
He's like 7.
He's small.
He's 7.
He's tiny, but he can move.
Hey, as we are training that next 7-year-old, you better believe Jamaica is training their next 6-year-old down there the same way, though. Go ahead, Shay. I'm sorry. I just gotta be real. Jamaica is training their same 6-year-old the same way.
But the thing is, you know what? At least we're let me not say that, but it's a good thing. You know, I'm just glad.
It's very good.
Know,
he more than likely
training them and he got something positive going on. You know, so his name is Rudolph Ingram. He's a 7-year-old boy in the U.S. He ran 100 meters in 13.48 seconds. The boy got some speed, and whatever schools he go to are gonna be lucky to have him because he has talent.
You got grown men that can't run 100 yards in 13 seconds.
I'm like, I ran it that fast in grade school.
Look, I've never run that fast, unless it was for a meal, but I digress. All right, so that's don't judge me. Don't judge me today. Anyway, that's your girl. That's it for me. I'm your girl Shay. I'm sharing because I care. I'm gonna try and do something else for my social, but on Twitter I am Renee_Shay, and on Insta I'm Renee_Shay1. I mixed them up again, but I'm gonna do something different for my stuff, and I can just have it all in one spot.
Just change it to Shay Boogie. Shay Boogie.
No. I'm gonna put it all in one place so that I don't have to remember the different ones. There's an app where you can just be like, hit me up here and see all my
you don't like Shay Boogie?
Social media.
Okay, that's what's up. Thank you for sharing with us, Shay.
No, but yeah, like you can still call me Shay Boogie, but I'm not gonna put that out there for everybody to call me. That's only for you, sir. You special.
I appreciate that.
You will. Right.
Hey man, we're gonna swing on over to my man Chris Dorian, aka Poe Pimp tonight. Poe Pimp, give it to us tonight, man. Let Chris and chill. Or let Pimp and chill. I'm sorry.
Let's Pimp and chill tonight. Let's chill.
Let's
see what this game about. Let's see what's on with this game about. Okay. So hey everybody, how you doing? It's your man Chris Dorian, and this is Let Chris and Chill, where I let you know of a movie, television show, or something that I feel that we can watch together, and I let you know whether or not it is chill worthy on a scale of 1 to 5 ice cubes. So on this segment of Let Chris and Chill, I'm going to speak out the movie that came out this weekend, helmed by the first Black woman to go #1 in the theaters during opening weekend, a young movie called Candyman, who's such dear to our hearts with its original release back from 1988 or 1990 for our first installment of Candyman.
Was it that long ago?
92.
Was it 92?
It was like 92, 93, because I was married when I saw the first one.
Okay, so 92. I was thinking 88, but 92 for the original release of Candyman, starring at the time Mr. Tony Todd, aka my dad. If y'all knew my dad, y'all would get it because he looks just like this dude.
I was gonna say that's your daddy, man. You got some
my dad looks just like this, man. My dad just a little taller. I know what Tony Todd is. What 6'2"? My dad is a little taller than that. My dad is 6'5".
Hey, he was. It was originally in 1992.
1992. Yeah. So in this new rendition of Candyman, it is not a remake.
And Tony Todd is 6'5". I'm sorry.
Oh, they have him listed 6'5". My dad is 6'5". I thought he's 6'2". Okay. So, in this movie, as I said, it's a sequel, and I don't want to give away spoilers, but I think if you just look at the casting names, you would figure it out. Young Anthony from the first movie, the baby that was saved by Helen from the fire when Candyman wanted to create a family with Helen, but make a new trinity between him, the baby, and her. The young baby Anthony is now an adult man, and his mother has kept all news of his kidnapping by what the news report is from Helen away from him, so he knows nothing about this. He is also a painter, the same as Candyman was. So this movie deals with this man coming into the recognition of himself and different things that have haunted his family and what destiny truly is. Thinking about this movie, it has some good undertones to it. It still, as the first one did, speaks on gentrification. Now, one thing I did not think for me made sense in the first movie that was somewhat different from this movie is Candyman was a slave that was brutally murdered by a group of racist people. So I didn't understand why, when he came back, he attacked people that look like him. Why would he kill people that look like him? If this would have happened, this ghost would be angry and attacking other white people that had murdered him, I would think. This movie somewhat corrected that. So I have to say, like, this movie made more sense in that aspect. Now, when it comes in terms of whether or not this is chill worthy, I think it most definitely is. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 ice cubes. Most definitely chill worthy. Is it the best movie? No. There's some pacing things that happen in the movie that could possibly be fixed. However, it is most definitely entertaining. Would I call it scary? I wouldn't call it scary, but it most definitely is an interesting watch, and I will recommend it. Go support Black directors and look forward to. Can someone give me her name? I'm so sorry for forgetting the sister's name. The director of Candyman, because she has a Marvel movie coming out, and we must.
Is it Cassie Lemons?
Is that her name?
That ain't.
It's not like Cassie Lemons.
She was one of the characters in it. Vanessa. It wasn't a Vanessa Estelle, was it? Okay, this was the most recent one.
Nia DaCosta.
That's the name, DaCosta. I knew it was something different. So Nia DaCosta, she's going to be directing a Marvel movie coming up soon, The Marvels. So Marvel with the symbol of if you read comic books, you'll know that the symbol is the same symbol that's on Miss Marvel. And I expect that's going to be Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, along with more than likely Spectrum, who is Tiana Parrish from WandaVision, who was also in Candyman as the love interest of young Anthony.
Oh,
okay.
So Tiana Parrish, who was also she goes back and forth between my number 1, number 2 Hollywood crush. Right now, she back in the lead again. Lupita Nyong'o they stay right there on the teeter-totter. So right now, since she's been more recent, Tiana Parrish is right back there, and she goes on to the level of I would lick the top of her foot slow.
This bastard say he gonna lick the top of her foot slow. All right,
slow. Like with giving her eye contact the entire time.
Okay, 3.5 out of 5.
I give it a 3.5 out of Ice Cubes. And thank you guys for listening to Let Chris and Chill and Tiana Parrish.
You lick it so slowly. That's the name of your porno tape. Lick it so slowly.
I didn't say toes. I said the top of her foot. Now,
well, OnlyFans is still open, so you can go ahead and upload that to OnlyFans.
I would like lick her like on that part of her arm, like right there. I would just put my.
You see his new name, y'all, right? Say something, Chris. You want, hey, Mr. Liquor, do you want to tell the fans how they can reach you, man?
You can reach me on Twitter as @Christorian, on Instagram as @Christorian2.
All right.
Holla at me.
Thank you for the liquor.
Inbox, you should be too.
I knew it. I knew it was coming. Thank you, Liquor. I mean, Christorian. Hey, we're going to kick it on over to my girl, Dre Day with Eargasim. Dre Day, give it to us.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Eargasm, where I introduce you or reintroduce you to a song that'll give you an emotional orgasm, the way that good sex gives you a good orgasm. So today's song, this is a blast from the past, also from the 90s. And the first time I remember the first time I heard this song, and I remember how it made me feel. And to this day, whenever I hear this song, I feel the exact same way. It is Don't Let Go Love by Vogue. This is one of the best songs that I have ever heard. It starts off, with that bluesy guitar riff, and then they come in strong with the chorus, 4-part harmony. And this is a woman shooting her shot. If you just really listen to the song, this is somebody that's probably in the friend zone, and she been looking at him, and she's like, "Listen, what's it gonna be? Because I can't pretend. We need to get this thing going. Don't you want to be more than just friends?" And that, to me, that song was so powerful to me. I mean, it sounded powerful, number one. And then when you dig down into the lyrics and you just really hearing how she's laying it out for this dude, and back in the 90s, that wasn't really a thing for women to be that forward, And so that song was really forward thinking. It was really powerful, full of yearning. I mean, it is, that song just really has a lot of punch to it. And I've always considered that one of the best songs out there. This was the last song that they released that had all 4 members of I was about to say Lucy Pearl, Lord have mercy, of In Vogue.
Don't you call them no Lucy Pearl.
I know, right? But this was the last song that they released together that had all 4 members on it. It came out in October of '96. It was on the Set It Off soundtrack.
I got it on mute. I got it on mute.
Huh? That makes sense. Oh, he didn't put himself on mute.
Oh, no, most definitely. I've been thinking about you this entire time, to be quite honest. I'm not, no use for me to lie.
Come finish your Eargasm, Dre.
So anyway, Sleepy Brown. Y'all know who Sleepy Brown is. He was one of the writers on the song.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Sleepy Brown was?
Know that.
Yes. And so the song was actually produced by Organized Noise. Sleepy
That
Brown,
makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, the sound of it. Yes. They always use live instruments.
When I saw that, I was like, it clicked, even though back then
it makes perfect sense.
I wouldn't have known who those people were, but it made perfect sense. And
I would have back then, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And Sleepy Brown wrote that?
He was one of the writers on it.
Wow.
So yeah. Wow. So I thought that was pretty wild.
Now I can hear it. I can hear it with the way the guitar was played. I can hear Organized Noise making it.
Yep. Wow. So the highest it ever charted on Billboard was number 2, and it stayed on the charts for 35 weeks in 1997 because it first charted in January of 97. So y'all, I mean, like I said, this is one of the best songs, that I've ever heard. Just in terms of the power in it and just, the messaging coming from a woman that, hey, listen, I've been watching you walk around here with them gray sweats on. It's time for you to nut up or shut up. That's pretty much what this song says.
Y'all play too much.
So I'm just saying. I just put it in 2021 terms. That's all I just did.
No, you just put it in Chris terms, motherfucker. No 2021. No. Yeah, Chris terms.
So anywho, y'all go take a listen to the song. We'll put the link for it down in the chat, and you can reach me at at Popcorn Colonel Sanders. That's Colonel with a K on Instagram. That's all I'm gonna give you tonight.
One of the best Instagram names ever made.
Hey man.
Well, thank you.
Wow. Hey man, that was another amazing episode of Just Talking to You tonight, man. Hey, our crew members that ain't here, words of wisdom, Miss Shay, Miss Nene, Miss Toya, Philly D. Hey man, they are not here tonight, but hey, we still was thinking about them and everything. We had them a part of the show. They just wasn't on.
Big Smooth, I got a question.
Hey man.
Or any of y'all that know this answer. Do they still make Jet magazine?
Nah.
This is gone.
You sure it's not online?
I don't know.
Is it the line?
I was just thinking because she brought up the whole In Vogue thing, and I remember that tall one from In Vogue. Before she was in Vogue, I remember as a little kid seeing her as Jet Beauty of the Week on page 41. I remember.
Hey, man, you stopped me closing the show to ask me that bullshit, man.
I did. It's really on my mind right now, and I think the world should know.
There's
a Jet magazine website
right online.
They got Jet Beauty of the Week. They got like web page 42. It should be like they should make that a thing.
Not because you wet the page up, man. They not gonna do it because you wet that page.
Oh, they
up,
do.
Man.
They have a link for Beauty of the Week.
Okay, so start going to jetmagazine.com.
Put it in the group chat and let Christorian live his jet dreams out through the chat.
Jet dreams.
Let him live his jet dreams out through the link that we're gonna put in our group chat.
You tell me you don't remember you didn't like see your parents' Jet magazine and you didn't go right to page 42.
Hey man.
Tell me you didn't. Tell me, just say that lie at your mouth. Say you didn't go right. That's not the first page you went to.
I always looked at the Jet Beauties, man. No doubt about it.
First page, first
no
thing. Open the page and what page 42? Who is it?
It go from Jet Beauty to the music section of it. Then
exact same. That was my order right there.
Yep, Jet Beauty, then the music. You want to see who she is and how thick she was.
And then who was charting.
There you go. And who was charting. Hey man, another amazing episode of Just Talking to You, man. I'm your host, Big Smooth, the People's Champ. I'm here with the crew. We finna go and peel up out of here, man. Good night, everybody. We'll see you Sunday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time for our live show. Peace.
Bye, everybody. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't mean to be